Hello, and welcome to the Industrial Solutions Network online video series. Today we're going to be covering getting started with Factorytalk Echo. Okay, so when you open up your Echo dashboard, this is how it's going to open. You can see over on the left are any controllers you currently exist in your configuration. You can see I have a ControlLogix controller here, an L8 ControlLogix, and I have a CompactLogix L320 here. And on the left hand or the right hand side over here, if you click on this little thing that looks like an outlet, a plug outlet, bring up your device status. This is where you can easily monitor any controllers you have created. You can see both these controllers are powered off at the moment. If we were to try to power one on, let's go ahead and power on our process controller here. It comes up, it starts up, it has a project in it called process controller, and it's running. If we wanted to change the key switch on this, we could. We could move it to program, back to remote. You can see our key switch here changing, and back to run, and back to remote. We can do all that from here as if we had a physical controller. I'm going to go ahead and power that off for now. To add a controller, very easy. Over here on the left side, we just right-click. We can either add a new chassis, because you can have multiple ControlLogix chassis or controllers in the same chassis, right? So we could add to this chassis if we wanted to, or we could create a whole new chassis. We could just add a controller manually, or we can add a controller from an ACD file. If we add a controller manually, bring that up. In this case, you have to select which emulator you want it to be tied to. CompactLogix, only the 5069, 5380 controllers can be used for this. Or you can use the ControlLogix L8s or the GuardLogix. So you select one of these, give it a name, select a revision. So if we call this video, say we're going to make it version 34. And the IP addresses that are available to you are the IP addresses that are tied to any NIC card on your PC. So I know this is my wireless address, so I'm going to use that. And if we want to start the controller on or off, we could select that here. Create a new chassis. Since this is a ControlLogix controller, we need to tie it to a chassis, either a new one, or we can tie it to the existing chassis. We'll just do that, and we'll put it in slot 1. We hit add, and you can see right here, here's our new controller. And again, it shows up on the right side. We could power it on, and from here, I'll show you later in the video how we can download to that controller. The other option is over here, if we right-click again and we add controller from an ACD. So if you've already created the program, you've already been working on it, now you just want to test it, we can create the controller automatically from the ACD file. So all you have to do is navigate to where you have that ACD file saved. We're going to select this, and it'll automatically create, so it knows it's an L8 controller. This is the name of the controller. We have to create the chassis, so we'll just call it chassis, video chassis. We'll just do that. We're going to turn it on when we create it because we want to download to it. And we're going to give it this wireless IP address of mine, and we're going to hit add. There you go. There's our controller. It is powered on. It does not have a project in it yet. It doesn't. There are 2 options now to download to this controller, and we'll go over that next. So the first option to download to the project to the controller is right here in the Echo dashboard. So we don't even have to open up 5000 to download this if we don't want to. If we go to Tools and Download, you can see here's all of our controllers. You can see the ones that are not powered on are grayed out, and our Echo video controller is powered on. And in this path, this is the ACD file that is tied to it. If you want to select a different one, you can. Right now, we do have our ACD file that we created the controller from, and it's green, so it checks out. If you have green in both locations, you can select that and click download. And at the bottom here, we should see an operation. Yep, there it come popping in. We're going to download, it's downloading this project to this controller. And that will take a minute. You can see the status bar here. It's doing all of the same thing that you would do in Studio 5000 when you click download. And so it's checking the firmware, it's making sure everything's correct, and it's going to download to the project, or to the controller. Okay, so you can see after a minute or two, this status bar is almost across here. Once it's finished up, we'll go ahead and we should see, yep, you can see it here now. Under this project, there is Project Echo Video. So under this controller, we can see that the project is loaded in here. The download succeeded. So now there's a project in there, and we could put that controller into run right here, and we're now executing that program. So we never actually had to open Studio 5000. From here, we could attach an HMI to this PC and test. We couldn't edit without opening Studio 5000, but we could test the program without ever actually having the software. But those of us that are used to that, downloading to a physical controller with our software, that is an option too. We'll go through that next. So the other option to download to a controller is the older method that we're all used to, is opening up Logix Designer, Studio 5000 Logix Designer. This is our program, our Echo Video program. We go up to our communications, and as we load our different drivers here, so when our drivers load, if any of your drivers are able to communicate to the IP address that you set up for your controller, which in this case is our 192.168.0.210 is the controller we're trying to communicate with. If any of these drivers are set up to communicate with that IP address, you will see it under these, but you will always see any of the controller's IP addresses, any of the controllers you create in Echo will show up under the emulate driver that's created in Factorytalk links for you. So that's where the Factorytalk links is a little bit better in this scenario than the old RS links. You can see here is a couple that are offline right now, but here's the controller I'm looking for, and it is online. So we select that, and we go to download. Oh, we can't download to it because look, the key switch is in the run position. So what do we need to do? We come over here, and here's our key switch. Sure enough, it's in the run position. We're going to change that to remote, and now we can download. So you can see that this actually operates. Even when the guy making the video makes a mistake, it operates as if there was a physical controller there and somebody walked away leaving the key switch in the run position. So now we're going to go back into remote run, and we're online. And just to prove to everybody that we are online with a controller, I did put a couple timers in here. You can see the timers are running. We are operating. This controller is executing the program. We come back over and we are running that project. If I was to power off this controller, we would obviously lose connection over here. And so we will get our tried and true connection lost error. You can see the software is already having issues because I powered off the controller. So that's an easy demo of Factorytalk Echo. Again, it works with L8 controllers and 56D9 controllers, both standard and safety models. It is not a free software. It is a subscription-based software through Rock Automation. So contact your local distributor for a price. You can see there's our communication error. And have a great day.